back from my dinner and we're getting back to this pedal build. Not a huge amount left in it now. Just need to solder all the things together. We've our circuit built. We just need to solder the dials and the sockets together. Let me just pull up the different chats. Excuse me. I'm after eating a lot of food and I'm quite full now. Okay, connected to the chats. Okie dokie. Right, so we've this is the output and it's soldered on, so let's do the input now. So the input is connected to a stereo jack, and we're going to connect it to a DC jack as well. So we're going to break the ground connection. So we'll connect ground to the circuit on one side of the jack, and then ground from the DC jack to the other pin. So when this is connected in, it will bridge the connection. So it means that the pedal will only be on when there's cable plugged in. So that's pretty nice. So let's go with that. So the DC jack is going to be right beside it, but because we have to push it in from the outside inwards, we need to bring the cables out through it, so we need a little bit of extra length. So let me just unscrew this so we can kind of line up what makes sense lengthwise for the different cables. So just make sure that I plug in this cable that it doesn't connect. If you are just joining in, feel free to ask any questions on the chats or anything. I'm happy to kind of give some context as I'm talking back or while we're doing anything, and also feel free to say hi or ask any questions. I normally do more kind of Arduino type stuff, but this is for my Reddit Secret Santa. So okay, so we need to connect ground in, and let's see. Okay, so this lug here is what is connected to the DC jack. So we'll do that anyways. It's going to be, normally it'll be quite a short wire, but we have a little bit of, yeah, we need to bring it out through here as well. So I'm going to use single core wire for this, I think. Yeah, just because the connection point on this is quite small. So let's get a little bit of single core wire. That's way more than I need, but by the time we strip it down and stuff, it might be okay. Yeah. Just making sure that my microphone wasn't muted because I did that earlier. So again, do a little bit of stripping. Okay. Solder to this jack here. Ow. It's a tiny bit unfocused, so let me fix that for you. It's not too bad when it's down there, but I'll probably... No, it's okay actually. So I'm just going to put a bit of flux on it. I'm going to go through things quite quickly here because I told my wife I'd be an hour. She said I'm going to be 2, and now I just want to prove her wrong. As all good marriages just base it on trying to prove each other wrong. So that is going to be ground to the DC. I'm also going to cut another black wire. This can be a bit shorter now, so that's probably, hope it's enough. It's gonna go in there. It's going to go in here, probably like that. That way, in that direction. It is down here and has to come around, so maybe this won't be long enough. Well, maybe it will be. Just need to be careful when I'm stripping it to not strip too much, or else then it definitely won't be. Probably should be using heat shrink here as well, but I don't know where mine is gone, so I'm not going to. Strip this wire. Oops. Let's make sure that alright, this is going to be long enough now. Dirty thumb. Now, I guess if I move the pedal to be more that way, it'll definitely be long enough. And then that way should be pretty good. Yep, it's not too bad there. It's long enough. And we'll put some blue tack. The flux pen here. Somebody's in trouble. It's the dog. Okay. Should be okay. It's a pretty good connection. My flux pen again. Decent connection. Just need to double check that it is long enough. Yeah, it seems like it should be fine. Okay. Last one then I need to do is solder to this one here. I'll use some white cable for that. And that should be pretty small as well. Hopefully the white one seems to strip pretty well. Don't know what's with the black one. And we'll use our flux pen. Just if you're not familiar with a flux, it kind of helps the solder flow because it's such a big piece of metal as well that you're soldering to. Like, it'll take the heat away from your soldering iron pretty quickly. So anything you can use to help, anything you can use to kind of help get the solder to stick quickly is a good thing. There we go. Looks like a pretty decent connection. Open. Just gonna snip the excess of that wire off. So it's not needed. No. Just double check everything's alright here. Looks fine. That's pretty close to that other lug, but I think Okay. I just put a tiny bit of electrical insulating tape to make sure that it doesn't help if I took this off properly. Doing a really good job of it. This is just a tiny bit we need. Yeah. Oops. Definitely should be using heat shrink for this, but as I said, I don't know where mine is. That'll do anyways. And we can put that in there. So put ground in here. That fits pretty well in there now. So I'll solder that up. So I'll push this through. I'm gonna get a bit of blue tack. Just gonna hold this in place with a bit of blue tack. So I'm gonna push this out. I have to push this one out through the hole before I solder the DC jack onto it. So I'm gonna solder the DC jack on last, I would say. Wasn't the greatest of connections, so. A bit better. There's a bit of flux though for the next connection, so it goes a bit easier right from the start. I don't know which way to position this to get a good angle at it for both you and me. Excuse me. Was that any better? Oops. That's better. Yep, should be okay. Snip off the excess of that. Just check on the different places. Okey-dokey. two jacks connected. I just need to connect a red wire for VC. This doesn't need to be too long, but we need to put it out the case to connect it again. So we don't want to leave it too short. That makes that very awkward. Nice, simple solder connection. I don't need to connect ground to this pedal from the DC jack because it's going to be going straight to the stereo jack, and when, as I mentioned, when something's plugged in, then it will complete the circuit, so it'll feed into that ground there. So should be good to go. Because it also kind of leaves like a common ground for the audio signal and the DC jack. I guess that would also happen here too, though. Yes, maybe with the pencil tip would be better for these kind of connections. It's hard to find the room to press the iron in close. That is a terrible solder connection. I think I've also bridged across to the input. Right, that's the bridge finished or fixed. It's better. That's that side fully looked after. Just need to make sure that everything fits in okay. So it's gonna get harder and harder to fit this in as there's more and more stiff wire in the mix. So that's everything so far. So far, so good. Yep, looks good. I'll leave the LED to last. That also has the same problem as the stereo jack, that the LED itself is fed in from the bottom, but is it held up by this? I can't remember. It's a 3mm LED. I'm gonna go with green to keep with the Zelda theme of the other. There's green and dark green. Let's see what they are. So if I'm ever testing out the colors of LEDs, I just use a coin cell battery. So I don't think they can provide enough current to blow the LED. So So you just put the long-legged side on the flat. So that's kind of a weird green, I would say. It's kind of yellowy. Let's see what the green is like. Yeah, it's kind of more what I want. It's a bit bright on the camera, but it's more like a normal green. I don't know if I put it against white paper, maybe. Yeah. It's normal green anyways. Let's get some more LED mounts actually. Yeah, feeds in from the bottom. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Weird that this is kind of pushing them together. Yeah, that pushes in from the bottom, so I don't know. It's not too crucial to our pedal just yet, anyways. I'd much prefer to get this circuit hooked up. So we are going to have our pedal in, our foot switch in here, jacks off to the side here. So where can I fit our circuit? I guess it can go here. Let's see how we let's put some tape on the case so I don't short anything out. So I need to leave enough space for the nut there. I wonder if I can kind of turn these enough. Yeah, they are where they are. Yeah, I just have to go under or over them or whatever. So let's put down a bit of tape. I don't know what you're actually meant to do with this in terms of how you insulate your board from the metal case. Tape seems to make sense to me, but maybe there's a better way that I don't know about. Just putting some regular electrical insulating tape down. Just to double check that we double make sure. Just put some across the way too. It's sticky for some reason. It's probably old though. It's less sticky now. Oh, that was up with that stickier bits. Anyways, I might put a small bit down where the DC jack is as well. So when we put this down, we won't have any issues with that. Okay. I guess I may as well solder the pots first. And they're applicable wires. So this is our tone pot, which I'm going to put over here. Oh, interesting. I probably won't have enough space if I move this down here, so I might have to move it up here. Put a bit of tape up there too. I think it's just a case of taping everything. Put it up against the side wall here. I cut is a bit too long, so let's tape the other wall with it. Tape everything. Although I don't like how that's coming up already. It doesn't bode well for how long this tape will last on it. Maybe I just hadn't to press down right there. Okie dokie. So this one is going here. So I'd say I probably shouldn't cut any length off this wire because it's not a huge amount of excess, because it needs to go around and into the pedal too, or into the pot as well. So right, this yellow one is the one that is connected to the one that's bridged. So let's do that. Let's twist this yellow one up, press it through this hole here, try not let it fall out. I lost a strand. Go again. It's better. Use our magic blue tack again. This is the pot I only have one of, so I Need to make sure I don't do anything to damage this. Oops. Soldering iron turned off, but it's pretty quick. Touch that off the PCB and the wire. Should be good. Looks good. Now this blue wire is also going into this tone. Pot. I can put it in here. Again, we'll use a bit of blue tack. My blue tack is getting kind of destroyed with crap. But I have plenty more, and also it doesn't really affect it, it's just it's almost just aesthetics. Let's just twist that back together. Let's just make sure we're still flowing okay here. Perfect. Holding it in place, and bring in a bit of solder. Looks good. Do the same for this one. That looks good too. Flying off in some direction. So now we just want to check that that looks okay. Send it down that side. More than likely. Yep, that looks good. It's a nice length too. That's perfect, I would say. Very good. More of that, please, Brian. Do I drop marker? Okay. Okay. Let's do this gain pedal next. We don't have anything soldered to this yet. So we're probably going to go to here, probably go up there again. So it might be good to go up and around. I'm sorry, you can't see with my hand. Go up and around that way. Seemed to work out okay for the other one. Okay, so we are going to use some stranded wire for this. So we'll use green and white. My white is just about to fall out of the box. Come on, gotcha. So we need not too much, but we have a good bit of space up that side of the pedal, so I'm not too worried about the wire. It's more down here where we're tight for space, so we'll strip down the wire strippers. we have... Oh, this gain one is actually already one of them, is it? This blue one here. It is... Yeah, that's the... let me bring in display capture. Let's move me down here. So we're looking at that blue wire is this one, this big long blue one here. So I can just cut this down a small bit. It only needs to go around maybe that far. Again, I have a decent, there's room up there, so I'm not overly worried about having a bit of extra length on the wire. At the same point, you don't want to leave it super long. That might mean that this green one is a little short. We'll use, yeah, doesn't matter. Do it probably a few more colors, but I only have 6 colors. So it's that bottom one, right one, which is this guy. Get it tight together. Let's just get a bit of blue tack on there to hold it in place, see what we're working with. So I won't be able to go around the pedal if I use this green one. So, but I could go out. I won't be able to go up, but I can definitely just go this direction. Up and through, yeah, so that's fine. So let's solder this guy up. I don't know where to put this so that it's that'll do me. It's probably just enough to hold it there. Do I need more solder? Oh, I have loads here. So we'll just put our iron down against the PCB and the wire. We'll feed in our solder. Bridge the cross to the next line, which doesn't really matter, but let's fix up anyways in case it causes problems down the line. Push the solder. Yep, that's fine. Let's cut that, take that off. Oh, I have a typo in my stream. Thanks, Matt. I presume it's Matt, anyways. Guitar pedal. Ooh, yes, that is a good oodle. I can change that on Twitch pretty handy, anyways. Changed on Twitch. Don't know if I can change it on YouTube too easy. Oodle. Where were you hours ago, Matt, when I needed you? Right, that's updated now. It's getting all excited that I had someone chatting to me, but it's just mad. How disappointing. Do you use Twitch much, Matt? I didn't think you'd be big into Twitch, but okay. Where are we going? Again, let's go on here. Everything you add gets harder and harder to wire up, I think. So yeah, I think we should be fine here anyways to just solder in. So this blue one is connecting to the one. I should have actually made this one black because it is ground. Doesn't matter. That is the one connecting to the two common ones, which I'll need to do a bit of weird bridging with because I made a mistake cutting my PCB. And then the blue one will connect to the other guy. So let's do that now. Because it's stranded wire, you don't need to be too... You have to sign up just to point out my typo. But how did... Why didn't you just comment on YouTube or use the YouTube chat? Or, you know, you could have texted me or something. Anything to not sign up to something. I'm watching the service I use to stream to Twitch and Twitter, or Twitch and YouTube at the same time is called Restream.io, and they have a chat service that kind of mushes the wherever you're streaming to's chats together. So I'm actually looking at that at the moment. So I have WhatsApp as well. I just don't. I don't know. I wouldn't use it to. If somebody had Telegram as well, I'd use Telegram. But if I had to, I'd use WhatsApp. I'd be as well. I'd say I was nearly as likely to see a message on both, but that's not true because I've Telegram on my PC as well. So. Like it's possible for me to see telegrams on the computer. I forgot that I need to bridge this. Probably just end up doing a big blob here. Oop, I got it across. Is that a big enough blob? Yes, there we go. Boom. Perfectly good blob of solder. Yeah, looks fine. Ow. So it's quite warm. Yeah, it's a mess. Luckily blue tack is as good as anything for cleaning up blue tack. Yeah, I'd probably like just a tiny bit more solder on that now. It's just kind of there, you can kind of see the right of that blob. I'd like there to be more solder. I'm a big fan of Google Hangouts. Yeah, I don't really use Google Hangouts too much anymore now. Must be said. I was a big fan of Google Chat when it was a thing, alright? Yeah, that's better. I'm all about Discord now. Discord's where it's at. No, it is actually pretty good, in fairness to it. I haven't tried video chat on it though or anything, but the voice chat for games or whatever is excellent. It's kind of funny how it just sort of took over, like everybody uses it now. Come on, go through, what else? Yes. What do you use Gitter for in work, is it? Like, I only know like one, there's one project that I've used in Arduino world, the Mac lighting software. Was the Oaks I used, or that was the software I used on the wedding, or the lights that were at the wedding, and that has a Gitter chat, but I don't know too many other like places. Oh, Home Assistant, yeah. Then they moved to Discord, yeah. Discord has kind of become like a Slack alternative now, which is pretty interesting. I've kind of pivoted a small bit. Like with the fact that you can have channels and stuff like that. I do miss being in college though, where we could just steal all the components that we wanted. I know stuff from China is pretty cheap, but free was free. And even like if you needed something and they didn't have it, like they'd order it for you too, which was so great. But Martin and Miles, yeah, I suppose I was learning, like, so was it really stealing? This was stealing though. Speaking of snips, they've seen better days though. Yep, me too, as I just shown there. But yeah, they're kind of pointless now. They're much stronger than the cheap Chinese ones, but they're not sharp anymore. There's no spring in them anymore either, and they're also quite dented. Still have their uses though. Still got it. Okay, so that's not too bad. No, we need to do the audio one. I need to put a bit of tape in between them as well to make sure that they're not hitting off each other, but I can do that afterwards. So the middle one is going to have a solid wire. This guy here needs a decent enough length of it. Try here. I seem to have taken a lot more stuff, was it? Yeah, well, I haven't really done electronics until like last year I started doing some Arduino. Well, I suppose it was modern consoles and stuff. That was somewhat to do with electronics and things, when I was soldering and stuff for some things. Let's bend this up closer. Yeah, I always feel weird, like, you know, people ask on Twitch a bit, like, oh, you're an electronic engineer? It's like, kind of. By title, I am. That's about the height of it. Okay. Let's see how we get on there. Let's get a flux pen in on this section. What's your Arduino game, Matt? Solder. Yes, lovely smell of solder. Just start automating with Arduinos rather than with money. Oh yes, that game. Yeah, you totally should. Buy yourself a couple of Wemos D1 minis from AliExpress and away you go. Although if you're using Home Assistant and stuff, people are probably recommending Sonoffs to you. Sonoff. Because they're kind of like a ESP built into a relay. Yeah, which is quite nice. What are you looking to automate, like plugs or lights or things like that? Right, that's that one done. Now let's do our other two wires. We'll get our stranded wire. Let's use blue and yellow. I thought you were making an actual game with Arduinos. I'm like, oh, that would have been cooler. How's the quality of the stream, Matt? It's only 720 now. I can probably bump that up. I'm using 3 mobile broadband. Pay as you go. €20 a month. Audio is a bit low. I think I'm just talking a bit low and the mic is a bit far away. I've been streaming for quite a bit today, so my voice is a little bit gone. I'll probably boost the audio too if it's still too quiet. But yeah, so like I still have the Aircom line here, or Air, but like the upload is like 450 kilobytes. I get like at least 7 megs on the 3 broadband for upload. I get like up to 30 megs download on it, which is significantly better. And it's costing me €20 a month. You're not meant to use it for computer data, but whoops. Let's see now. I think it probably just depends on where you are. Like, we just don't have better broadband available to us. Like, you know, there's some people with air who are on like literal gigabit connections, like, so just the unfortunate out in the sticks. Don't know which way to position this now. Here, I suppose. That'll do me. Where's my flux bin? Will be fiber is up the road now. So here, like a few years ago, yeah, nearly 2 years ago now, I was checking up, like, when could we get fiber, or when was our exchange being updated to fiber, and like they kept saying, oh, it's coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, and then eventually they were like, yeah, it's here, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, fiber's here. So I did a speed test, and they were like, oh, okay, best you can get is 7 megs, and I'm like, what? I already have 7 megs. And I rang them, and they were like, oh yeah, but this will be uncontested, and I'm like, or uncongested, or whatever they were saying it was, and I'm like, but I don't have a problem with congestion, I just need I just need faster internet. And they were like, no. And I was like, well, how about my upload speed? And they were like, I don't know anything about upload speed. And I was like, okay, can you put me through to somebody who does know something about upload speed? To put me through to a tech, and he was like, no, you're not going to get any faster broadband if you sign up to the other thing. I am in the middle of nowhere, but I live very close to pretty close to the exchange. To not give away where I live, but you know, the pub up the road from me, Matt, that's the exchange is at that, like, so it's a kilometer away, maybe. Like, it seems, I don't know, pretty close to me. But yeah, no, I'm happy with this. Anyways, the other interesting thing about the tree is that you know, you pay your €20 to get unlimited data, but then you still have that credit. But because my SIM card is in modem, I'm not going to use it for anything else, so I can buy like PlayStation credit and stuff using my phone credit, or the leftover credit from the internet. So for €20 a month, I'm getting broadband and €20 PlayStation credit. So it's kind of a nice nice deal. Although I don't really use the PlayStation credit that much, but it feels like I'm getting something extra out of it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're sending fiber down my road. The backstabbers. Here's Save having a fit there somewhere. Okay, so this is the top lug, which I already have a thing soldered for. Oops. It's probably easier to desolder from here. There we go. solder out so I can put something through there. So this is, so the yellow one is going there. The blue one is going, oops, sorry. Yeah, maybe it's just kind of like a single direction mic or something. I wasn't super loud, like I don't have anything on in my headphones, so I don't actually know why I'm wearing them. I'll solder this up and then put the other one in. Yep, that's probably fair. It's probably better. Okay, it's held in there. Nailed it. The autofocus on this webcam, I presume it's fine when you're like using it to look at your face, but it's awful for this job of like pointing it down at the desk for some reason. So I just use manual focus. It'd be nice actually to have like a physical dial to do the manual focus. If there's like hotkeys that I can change the focus of it, I could be able to build something to do that. So that would be an interesting project to add to the endless list of interesting projects that I have to do. If only I had the time. That is going to be this way. Yeah, okay. I don't have that twisted up enough. Hey, wired mesh, how's it going? Feel free to ask any questions for any context of where we are or what we're doing. Basically, we're just kind of finishing up making this pedal now. We have the circuit built, that's what I'm pointing at here. I'm just attaching all the potentiometers, and I've already drilled out the case, so it'll just be a case of putting it all together. So now, did you hear that? She's definitely a bit louder now. She's in good form. She's walking up the hall, yo yo yo, and I'm curious how you came across the stream, Wired. I don't use Twitch that much, so I'm just wondering how people well, yeah, she's knocking on the door now, so I'm just curious how people kind of consume content. Oops, I'm doing a really bad job of soldering here. Let's get a bit of flux in here, I think. Can you hear the knocking?
That was not me.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't even encouragement from me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's looking for their daddy.
Oh, yeah?
Your hour's up.
What did I say if it was over an hour?
And another hour on?
Yeah. I'm not too far away. I think. Just kind of how you came across it, really. I'm just curious how people kind of find stuff that they want to watch on Twitch. They just search for guitar, or were you just browsing creative, or... So what I'm currently trying to do here is I have a bridge between two of these wires, and I'm trying to separate them. Let's say that's... no, it's still not separated. I think it's separated now, but I'm not sure. Oh, cool. Yeah, so normally I would do more normally I would do more Arduino stuff. This is a present for my Reddit Secret Santa, who is into yeah, so I still have a bridge, who's into guitars, so I said I'd make him pedal. I'd made a couple before, so I just thought it would be a good idea to stream it, just for the fun of it. Oh, what is going on here? Come on, break. I'm gonna break the PCB if I keep going, I think. Flow. Just basically, I have the wire twisted in such a way that it's gone pointing towards the other side, so I'm just gonna try. Come on, melt. Yeah. Can tidy up this PCB a bit. It's cat in the hat stuff here. I made one worse there. Okay, that's that one. Friend improved HID library for Arduino, which became part of the codebase. Cool. Yeah, that's really cool, actually. I have some Pro Micros that I've been meaning to do stuff with. My soldering iron is dirty. I haven't gotten around to it yet, though. But what I've done sort of a couple of small HID projects, and I've been using, yeah, it's filthy, it's not soldering anything at the moment. I've been using HC05 Bluetooth module flashed with RN42 firmware. Yeah, jeez, it's repelling the solder even. There we go. And so yeah, you can use that as a Bluetooth HID device. So like I've been working on a couple of projects to do with that. Like one is a remote camera shutter. So sorry, smartphone camera shutter. So sending I think it's a volume up command will take a photo. So like it's just a simple thing to, like, when a button is pressed, send the volume up command. But what else is interesting with that is if you pair it up with like a ESP8266, you can have a Wi-Fi controlled I don't know how much of that I was doing off camera, sorry. A Wi-Fi controlled camera shutter, so it's pretty nice. I actually have that finished. I need to just do a video or something on it. Let's check for shorts in this before I'm finished now, but let's solder up this blue wire a bit better. Do you build many Arduino projects yourself, Wired, or is it just something you're kind of interested in, or? Okay, that's a much better connection there. Yeah, the first few times I streamed as IRL. I didn't realize I didn't realize there was a creative. I think IRL is pretty much just blogs or vlogs or. Oops, I put this battery in. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. You kind of do something until you've the hard part figured out, and then it's like, oh, this isn't too interesting to me anymore. But actually, making the videos and stuff, where is my snips, has helped a lot with kind of finishing off projects more. You kind of, you know, before it was just get the interesting thing done, and that was the challenge, and that was, you know, after that the project wasn't fun anymore. But when you are trying to write up stuff on it, it makes it, you know, the end goal to be is something different. So yeah, I found I finish out projects a lot more since I started making the videos. Now I still have some things where I do the majority of the work and then not turn it into a video or whatever, so I need to get better at it still. But, Matt, if you're still watching the stream, go buy yourself the stuff on AliExpress. They'll be here in February or something. Oops, I don't mean to bend that so much. It'll it's cheap, but it's slow, especially this time of the year. I have a son off that you can take as well. I probably won't use it. Yeah, well, I'd start with a Wemos D1 Mini, and there's I'll give you a son off if you're up in Athlone at Christmas. You're welcome to play around with it. But actually, I'll give you a Wemos too. I have a few spare of them. like, so they're both ESP8266s. Just the Wemos is easier to use because you can just plug it straight into your computer and program it that way. You'll give me a project. I have enough projects. You can't afford me for projects. Okay, let's see. Might have left these wires a tiny bit long. That's this side. What is your project anyways? I'll pay in ES. You're talking to me. I can give away ESP8266s. ESP8266s. I probably need to make the move to. ESP32s at some stage. I did play around with them there not too long ago, and the HTTPS stuff just wasn't as stable as it is on the ESP8266, so I kind of like a lot of what I do with it is hitting APIs that are HTTPS, like the Telegram bot API or whatever, and so I should be able to do that now, right? Because this can just plug in afterwards. Yep. I'd say I probably need to get heat shrink sleeve from somewhere, wherever it is, because these wires are pretty close to the LED. Let's use tape for the moment anyways, but okay. It's miserably tight. They probably don't need to be that long, but I'll just bend them some way or another. Oops. So let's see what they look like screwed in. We're almost there. Haven't really been paying attention to my where my nuts and stuff have went. Are they from that? No, they're probably from the probably from the audio jacks. Yeah, so I definitely need tape under this one. I seem to have tightened it too much. Yeah, that'd be good. One thing that's actually pretty easy to like interface with from an Arduino is you know, the remote control sockets. So like you can buy like a little module that acts like one of the remote controls from that, and so you can send, you know, the on or off commands from it. And what's nice about that is you don't need to mess around with any mains wiring. Like, you know, you can just use them, you can just plug things into it and, you know, not burn your house down. And your insurance probably covers you. Well, it probably doesn't, for if they found a son off in a house fire. I'm just cutting out tape here. I need a better knife. This is a better knife. There we go. It's just the pins from this were scraping off the metal, so that would have been kind of pointless. No problem at all. So, I went and ate food since you were gone. And that's my multimeter telling me it's turning off. I think since you were gone as well, the power line adapter for my that's connected to my broadband failed, so I needed to go up into my attic to restart that. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, so we're getting to the end of it now, but even though this is a slightly bigger pedal, or bigger enclosure, it's still kind of a pain to fit everything in. Yes. What channel are you a moderator on? Yeah, so. And how do you become a moderator? You just are active in the chat or whatever, so they see that you're not a absolute crazy person, so they go, hey, you're a moderator now. You're a wizard, Harry. So this one is much longer than those two. I wonder, will I need to put another nut inside this to kind of space it away, because I have room this way. We'll see what it looks like with the pot dials on. I'm probably going to use these black ones. That's fair. Yeah, so that's too high, so I'm going to need to put a nut on the inside of this one. It's probably no harm. It kind of solves my problem with the LED being a bit close to where that is too, so no problems. Ah yes, the good old cat images. Is that a little pot potentiometer? It is a potentiometer. It's not that little though, is it? I would consider that a little potentiometer. Where am I? So I'm gonna run out of nuts with these, am I? There's another one anyways. Yeah, those ones that are literally just like a screw top. Now they're the small potentiometers. Do I have any of them anywhere? I would. Oh. Actually, Matt, if you want to meet up at Christmas when you're in Athlone, these are the things that talk to the oh, sorry, that's not the thing that talks to the remote control socket. The other one is that square one. So bring your remote control socket too, but those things there, the little green thing is a pot as well, so even smaller. But I've never seen any that size now. Okay, I haven't really done any SMD stuff. It's on my to-do list. So if I'm comparing it to that one, it has about that much tread in it. So I'm putting just a bolt on the inside and then a washer, and I'm going to put it through. A bit lower. So we'll screw it a bit more. Just get my washer back. See how that goes. Yeah, that looks about the same, I would say. Use 2 bolts on the inside to stop them, to stop it spinning, is it? Or is it just to keep it separated from the other thing? Right? This should work, right? Yeah, that's true. I'd say this will be fine, right? It's twisted. Once they're kind of clamped in. I'm kind of running out of those nuts. I need to buy more of them. I have a big socket set somewhere, but if this works, this is perfect, is it? No! They're obviously 10 mil or something. That's a 9 mil. It's smaller again. Dang! I might grab that. I'd lock it to the bolt on the inside. Yeah. I don't know, I think it'll be okay. Right? It's a bit of twist in it, but I'd say if it's tightened, it'll be alright. Yeah, it'll be fine. Shoddy workmanship. I know there's proof of it. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm just getting the socket. Okay, fine. I'll put a second bolt on the inside. You can pay me in bolts for all these ESP A266. They're ones I'm using, and they're also not the right size. Which means I probably should have brought more than one socket in. Oh well. Where is... Put them back up. Future pedal builds will probably be one bolt short. Or one nut short. Nope, that is not the right one. Where is the box with the linear pots? What did I do with them? That's interesting. That disappeared. Could go back and look at the stream to see what I did with that other box. Did I knock it? I don't think I brought it out with me. Yep, I am Mr. ESP8266. I nearly reckon I've done so few projects not with an ESP8266. What did I do with that component or that box of pots? I must have put it up, but not in the right spot, maybe? No, I don't see it. Did I bring it out? Maybe? I don't think so. It'd be a lot of heat. Yeah, that's probably overkill. All right. What did you use to program it? That'll also work wherever it's from. Or sorry, what did you use to interface with it? Is it a web page or? No, Matt, you better be happy. I still don't know where I put that box of pots, though. Yeah, I haven't, like, the last time I used an ESP32, Bluetooth didn't work in the Arduino world. It seems to be working now, which is pretty cool. Although I don't think it, the last I read, I don't think it worked at the same time as the Wi-Fi, which is a bit of a pity. Oh, that's the nut I need to use to close it up. No wonder I had a spare nut. Oh, okay, I must have brought it out when I was getting the thing. I'll be back again. 1 second. didn't. So it's in here somewhere. Ah, yes. Here. Probably hear my sparkling water sparkle. Where's my washer? Not enough. Yeah, I haven't done any projects where two nuts might just be too much. Did I rip the threading of it there? Dunno. Oh, sorry. I don't think we need the thing anymore. So all we're doing is putting it together now. This is all your fault, Matt. Just throwing that out there. Okay, let's put that back where it's meant to go. Yeah, they're all tightened up. They aren't going anywhere. I'll spin freely, and hopefully when we put a cap on them they all look okay. He looks okay. Ooh, we're up to 6 viewers on Twitch. Hello to everybody there. And 1 on YouTube, who's probably me. I need to position these dials correctly now, but I just want to check that they all fit on and look okay. Yeah, they look fine. They're all twisting weird ways, but that's it fully turned down. So let's turn them all fully down. Ow. What a solid ruler. When did it break it? I felt a break, but I don't know. I don't see one. See, I don't want to scratch it either now. Oops. Sorry for hitting the camera. I guess what will get underneath this without scratching it? If I grab onto this thing too tight, it'll break the pedal, or knob. Oh, nice. All turned down as low as they can go. So we'll try and point them all that direction. I think I need to go one more actually. No, maybe there is right. Yep, looks okay to me. They all look to be pointing the one way. Yeah, they don't look too bad. This one is way looser than the other ones, but maybe because it's the, I think it's the smaller one, isn't it? Judging by where it is, it's the gain. It's the gain knob. Okay, so other than the LED, which we still need to do, but he's not too bad because I can kind of solder him up and then push him in. Like, I don't need to do anything at that level, although he's nowhere near tight enough where he is. Is there anything I can hold in here? Should be okay. Yeah. Nice. These all need to get soldered into here. So it goes V plus just here, and then we've got green. Which is here. We've got in. Then we have ground. And we have them all in position. We'll obviously use a bit of blue tack, because what else would we use? Let me know if I'm talking too quiet or whatever. As I mentioned, I've been streaming for a while, so I've lost the will to speak. I know, but my voice is a small bit tired or whatever, but I can move the mic closer or turn it up or whatever. We'll sort something out. So I'm just gonna solder these wires here. Soldering iron is off, but let it roar into heat. Okay, looking good. Now, ground is our first one. Looks fine. Probably should have started from the other side, but we are where we are now. It's okay. And the final one, V plus. There. Done and done. Now, hopefully we have a working pedal. Just the reason I'm putting my finger in front of it is just so the wires don't go flying. It doesn't have a clip guard like some of them do. Right, now we've the fun of putting everything into position. Okay, so again, this would be a lot easier if you had stranded wire rather than the single core, but because of the holes being too small on the PCB of the breakout for the foot switch, I kind of was stuck with using single core wire. It's kind of a curved side to these nuts. So it does need to be tightened a bit more, but I'll do that in time. I probably should have. I never kind of know what to do with this nylon washer, whether it should be on the top or the bottom. I'm gonna assume it should be on the inside, so that's it on the inside. Oops, sorry. I think that's the washer for this. Oops, I've put the curved part on the inside. Having a nightmare. I did it again, that's impressive. Now, this time, this is my time. Got it. Now all I need to do is fit this PCB in underneath these jacks. That's not too bad there now, but we need to make sure that the when the cable is plugged in, that it's not expanding out the jack to hit it, which it is. Fiddlesticks. So if I just twist it a small bit, it should expand upwards more than out, so it'll clear that cap anyways. Not sure what I'm gonna do with this one now. He has caps all over the place. And that big black cap is gonna get caught no matter what, probably. The wire can go down there. Probably go a bit further down too. Now I will have to take this the push button out to solder in the LED still. That seems reasonably good. Okay. So if I push this in, it's still catching that. I guess I can just move that up. So I'm not too stuck for space, like in the on top of these. top of these pots. So I will probably need to put some tape down on top of them. Oh, my chat has stopped following the Twitch chat. Let me restart it. Sorry that I haven't been responding to anybody. Let me check what was said. Wired mesh. No, I don't stream using a different camera. I use a service called restream.io. So what that is it I basically stream to them and they stream to whatever other services that I want to stream to. So I think it works pretty well. You can't do it if you're Twitch partnered, which I am obviously not. But yeah, I think other than that, I think it works great. It's perfect for this kind of a thing. So that is that. Just put another one down. I still need to get at that LED though, so this is kind of a temporary measure. Just tape everywhere. Yeah, so I should be okay in terms of clearance or whatever, because even there's a bit of depth in this lid, so that's fine. So if I plug in here, not hitting off anything, plug in here, not hitting off anything, so it's perfect. See there? That's cool. I must check out the ESP32 ESP32 update. Right, so I should just be able to power this by clipping on. I might have something for it, do I? No, unfortunately, wrong gender. Okay, I can just could just plug straight into it. No, let's not mess around now that we're this far. So this short one is the center terminal, but audio devices, or at least guitar pedals, are the center one is negative, which is unintuitive, but that is the way it is. So we can put him in here, just bend him for a connection at the moment. We can hold them in place with a crocodile clip. I don't know why my hand is shaking so much. And we'll do the same with the positive. So this is now the outer terminal, which you would expect to be negative. My dogs are killing each other outside. Would one of you mind just saying something in the chat just to check is the restream thing working again? It stopped following the Twitch chat, at least, anyways. Alright, so I just need to, let's see, it's a little bit close. There, it's better. Dad Puck. Thanks, Gary. Okay. Let's hope we don't blow anything up here. So plug it in. I don't see any smoke. Always a good sign. Let's plug our cables into it. So this is the, oops. This is the one from the guitar. I'll just plug it out while I'm plugging the guitar in, because I'm gonna move the cables around a bit. Oh, my dogs are fighting up against the office door. Some emojis do, like you did a smiley face at one stage and that shows true, but that Dad Puck one doesn't. Just Gary's crappy ones. Okay, headphones on. Ugh, that sounds awful. What's it off? Let me share what I hear. So that's it. It's volume, tone. Yeah, it's quite noisy. Sounds okay when you're playing it. Doesn't sound too bad there, no? Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. Let's close it up and make sure we don't break it. Okay. A dragon. So how many followers do I need to get, Gary, to have my own emojis or whatever they're called on Twitch? My emotes, I think, aren't they? Do I need to be 500? Ugh. Might take me a while. I'm definitely going to need to get heat shrink for this job, I would say. Yeah, I'll be back in 2 seconds. I think I know where it is. 20 minutes? 50, not even 10. So at least 8 hours broadcast in the last 30 days. Well, I have that one covered because I've broadcast about 8 hours today. At least 7 unique broadcast days. An average of 3 concurrent viewers or more. I probably don't have that now. Okay, so I got my heat shrink anyways. Okay, I need pull apart this. Yeah, as mentioned though, I probably will start streaming more. Do I need to take this out? Probably not, actually. Don't know if that has a curved side or not. Okay, so I need, I suppose, black and red single core wire. Black has gone recessed into the box again. That's my stranded wire, actually. Is that long enough? I'd say so. No, it's not. Yeah, be fine. Okay, so I need to strip this. You sub to many people now, Gary. Oops, I'm not holding it high enough. Yeah. Who's your current sub? Probably do need to take this out. How am I gonna solder from the... Yeah, I might get away with it. Will I? Oh, probably not. Let's take it out. Rascal. It's a good thing I wasn't black. Be able to get my resistor in there. So I need a 1K resistor for the LED. Probably one here. resistor, I think. Brown, black, red, gold. Okay, so I'm gonna push that through the bottom so I can solder it from the top. I might have to take out the input and output jack to fit this, but if I can get away with it, I won't. Nope, I should be fine. Come on. It's not coming true. Oops. I know I still have the plus and minus LED wires to go, but I should be able to push them in just from here. It's more the resistor that was going to be the challenge to get to. So I'll solder up the resistor, and he's sitting pretty there. Resistor done. Snips and just take that off. All good. Now, got my red wire. I had a black wire. Is that it? Yep. Should be able to just push it up from the bottom, but I guess it might be kind of a challenge to hook it up. Challenge accepted. There we go. Let's hold it in place with my pliers. Keep coming. So that's sitting there. I'll solder them up because I'm worried about dropping them. I also don't want to melt the wires I already have done. It's good. Snip that. Something's kind of crackly there. Don't know what's up with that. Or at least I can hear it in my headphones. Hopefully you can't hear it in yours. Oh no, it's probably me. I have that mic turned off for you though, I think. So again, just gonna bend this wire over and hook it up. now all I need to do is solder up my LED. Before I forget, I'm going to put my heat shrink on. So where is my LED? Got a giggling baby outside. Did I put it back? No, I had it somewhere. I'll just get another one. There it is. Hidden in plain sight. Okay, so the longer leg is positive, and then the shorter leg is negative, but I don't need them this long. So I'm going to cut them, but maintain the shorter, longer leg thing. Start with, I probably have enough spare here. Start with the positive leg. Just move it out over our circuit in case any solder drops down. Better be careful, my heat shrink is going to get hot here and start shrinking. It already has. Sugar. Oops. Split it a tiny bit. I can peel back some. So I might need to bring the helping hand in here for this one. Oh. Just to hold the LED in place while I solder to it. Good.
Hey, exciting.
We heat shrunk ourselves again, I think, do we? I know, we might be able to wiggle our way up there. I wouldn't mind separating them wish tape or something.
No, no. Get away. You are not allowed to step on the dogs.
Apparently my daughter is trying to step on the dogs. Isn't happy that she's not getting her own way about it.
Stop.
Just want to use the multimeter. Yeah, I do normally have a pair of safety goggles with me. They're slightly out of reach there. I should be wearing them. I've seen them pinging around the room enough to know better. Yeah, that seems fine, so I'm just going to use my soldering iron to melt these down. It's very loose, so I'm gonna have to tighten it. It's not the right tool for the job, but it worked. Just put this tape back down. Make sure that that's covered. Put this in here. This yellow and blue wire can go below the jack.
Stop it.
Should be okay. Oops, I cut off two. Just to hold it in place. really going to move anywhere with the stiffness of the wires now, to be honest. More tape to this side, I think. Okay, cool, that's that one. Sugar lumps, I don't have my silicone washer on. Fall down, go into position. Too sensitive of a toy. What noises should it be reacting to? I'm very naive, to be honest. Okay, again, these are a tiny bit long, so I'll just snip them. Before I solder these wires up, I need to push them back through. Put this nut on them. And then I'm going to put heat shrink on each of them. But only a tiny bit. Beep per minute sound detection. Okay. So I'm gonna get murdered if I don't finish this pedal. Oh, whatever about finishing up the pedal, just stop streaming. So the short leg is the inner terminal, which is negative for us, and the long leg is the outer terminal, which is positive for us. Snip off a small bit more of this. My soldering iron is waking back up. My daughter should be sleeping, waiting for me to put her to bed. So that's why I really need to finish this up. Is 2 done. It should be my soldering finished. Ow. Let's get this heat shrink out here. If the heat hasn't traveled up the heat shrink already, I don't think it has though. Shouldn't be using my soldering iron to shrink these, but we are where we are. Shouldn't be doing lots of things. Right, now this will be a bit of a challenge. I need to bend the wire somewhere. And there isn't too bad. To keep the nut on the wire. There we go. Get through. And now I need to I can't twist the part that's coming in, so I need to be able to twist the nut. Sorry. It. So let's just temporarily put the back on it. Not even going to screw it down because I really need to finish it up. That's the output. This is the input. It's the power for it. Volume might be down. Well, at least the green LED is working. Pretty strong pop off it. Really strong pop off it. Do I have the cables the wrong way around? No. I'm not hearing anything, anyways. Even as pass through, I'm not hearing anything. cables all seem to still be connected anyways. Still doing something. Must be something short. Okay, I won't be able to double or troubleshoot this on the stream. I'll have to check again some other time because I need to put my daughter to bed. Okay, I will talk to you again. Bye bye.